Hello, it's another one of my I2C updates, Innovate, Invest and Communicate, and this week is the really important topic of curriculum reform. I know that this is concerning many of you. It is, I would say, and I say this with all authenticity and passion, the single most important thing that we will do this year. It's really time that we level up our curriculum. We've always graduated wonderful veterinarians on day one. They are widely sought for their, yes, book smartness, but also for their practical skills, for their communication, and for their empathy. They are great veterinarians. But the fact is, we last undertook a root and branch review of our curriculum over 20 years ago. I think it's 27 years ago, Professor Joe Taboda tells me. In that time, in the decades that have followed, we've had 4 deans at the School of Veterinary Medicine here at LSU. I'm the 5th. We've had iconic scientific discoveries, such as sequencing the genome of the most primitive human beings, such as discovery of the Higgs boson, such as new images from the most powerful telescopes on Earth, and such as development of vaccines against devastating pathogens like Ebola virus and, of course, more recently SARS-CoV-2. Many schools in those decades have undergone curricular revision. My alma mater, the Royal Vet College, is one such, and when I was there we did this in the mid-2000s. It was an involved and, yes, at times, traumatic process, but it was done. Other schools that I've worked at have also done this. Cornell, and more recently, the School of Veterinary Medicine at the University of Pennsylvania. I would say that what Dr. Heidi Bansi, our Associate Dean for Educational Strategy, and her colleagues have done is nothing short of excellent. The process of deliberation, the process of re-envisioning a 21st century veterinary curriculum that is centered on outcomes using the competency-based veterinary education model, which, by the way, she's a national leader in, using that outcome-based centricity to back design a curriculum that really will equip our day one graduates to be the very best that they can, is crucial. There has been engagement, there's been 3 years of evolution, but it is true that now we're rapidly coming to the launch date, which has always been planned for the fall of this year, 2023. It's completely natural that everyone would feel, especially those delivering the year one, which has been well planned, it's completely natural that those of you involved will feel twinges of angst and, in some ways, concern of the unknown, fear of the unknown, I might even say. We will do everything possible to support you. We have members of our faculty who are qualified in pedagogy, in educational science, the science and art of educational delivery. I myself have undertaken master's level training in educational practice. I did this many years ago at Imperial College London. It was an epiphany, and the sorts of delivery of our education that we will embrace include, in our new curriculum, the flipped classroom, experiential learning, clinical reasoning. Cases don't come into your practice with a label on their head saying, I've got diabetes mellitus or I've got lymphoma. They come in with presenting signs, and that clinical reasoning, the science and art of clinical reasoning and problem-based clinical medicine is absolutely crucial, and there have been many studies that underline the value of that. Now, it's a new model, a new paradigm of teaching, but we will support you. From April onwards, there will be twice monthly 1-hour sessions to look at the flipped classroom, to look at engaging students in problem-based learning, to look at multiple choice design, to look at assessment methodology, and many other topics. There will also be a 2-hour workshop every month, and we will have a summer educational retreat. Beyond that, we have members of our faculty who are only too pleased to help in the sorts of methodologies that we will embrace in the new curriculum. Now, the open forums that we've had, both on Tuesday and on Thursday, were informative, and I'm so pleased and so grateful for those of you who showed up and engaged. We want to hear your views, whether they are in alignment with mine or not. It's important that we hear every voice, and we will truly and authentically try to respond in the best way that we can to help support, in some cases inform. Sometimes not everyone is in full possession of the facts and the whole layout of the curriculum as Dr. Bansi and her team sees it. And we will have many more of these open forums, candid conversations in which I really do want candid feedback on how we're progressing. But we need to remain engaged and collegial and professional and compassionate. This is what characterizes us, and it's part of our value system here at LSU Vet Med. So yes, the time is coming, and yes, we hear you. I understand that there are some anxieties, but I know that when we're all working together, staff, faculty, and indeed our students, because we take their feedback very seriously, and our alumni who've had a role to play in designing the new curriculum, what do they see in general practice? When we all work together, we can do this. And I'm quite confident that when we all speak the same language, pulling on the same side of the rope, and hearing each other and responding and addressing concerns, I'm quite confident that we'll be able to deliver this on time in a way that will serve you, our students, our alumni, and our students' prospective employers in the best way possible. At LSU Vet Med, we do teaching, we do healing, we do discovering, and we do protecting, and we do it very well. But the fact remains that teaching our students is the single most important thing that we do, because if it were not for our students, we wouldn't be here. Let's make this the very best veterinary school that we can. Thank you so much.